guys, welcome back to the second or the third video. Hi guys, welcome back here. Today we're gonna do some exercises regarding the strings and the sentences and the words, how we can work with them in the Python in the Jupyter book and Jupyter notebook. And we'll finish up with an example that it shows you in real life where we can use it and how we can use it, so it gives you a feeling where in practical way to use what we are practicing right now, so it makes sense for you. For example, let's start with a simple one, the sentence or the string. For example, we can name a variable. So the variable always has to be just one name, or like this, just a very long name. But if you want to make it very understandable, easy to understand, you can add this instead of the space, because you can't add the space and you say that's a variable. And also the variable can be a letter and so on. So but for this exercise I'm gonna use this one, so it will be easy to understand. So this string, and open our semicolon. So for example, Simon skateboard is in the garage. Stop and close. So if you notice here in Simon's, because here we have to be in top semicolon, but the problem is sometimes if this one small and this one is small, it will give you an error, because to confuse which one which. See, like this to be a syntax error for the Simon. So we have to use it. We have to use the hash to avoid this mistake. Simon's skateboard is in the garage. In this way, we have to use this one, so we avoid this kind of error. Just to make sure to tell Python that this one, it's not. It is. That's what we want. Is the semicolon, but we use this one so they don't confuse this one. Or otherwise, we can use the different one, which is this one, the double semicolon. But I thought just to show you this one, just to make sure. Sometimes you use this one, sometimes you use this one. Semicolon and double semicolon, single semicolon are exactly the same. It's just wanted to show you this error. You need to like enter, it'll be fine. So if you want to print this sentence, excuse my mistake. I called it string, so excuse my error here. So Simon skateboard is in the garage. Let's try the double semicolon. This string, I signed it correctly, equal Simon just singles skateboard is in the garage. See, there's no problem now. If we say print this string, now it's okay. So to use double semicolon with a single colon, double semicolon is fine. But if you want to use this one, you have to add the hash. So that is the first thing I wanted to about. And the second thing I want to show you is you can combine the words. Like you can assign words in different variables, and you can add and I will show you, because you need all this to understand this, so you can understand the example will be at the end of this video. So if we say first word equal hello, second word equal word, if we say print using the basic arithmetic operator, the plus sign, to combine these two words because they are the same type. If you remember, that's a string and that's a string. Print first word plus second word, like this. But you notice that there is no space in here. So in Python, they count the letters and the numbers as 1 digits, and also consider the space and semicolon and full stop. It's all considered to be a single digit. So if you want to add the space, you do it in this way: print first word plus semicolon. You add the space here. So you give the print function the string second word, and here you can get the space. Okay, so that is the thing that I want to show you, that you can add two words in one sentence, but if you want to add the space, you have to add this space, and you use the print function to print your final results. And also, let's say if you want to type something a couple of times, for example, if you want to type this one 5 times, so you can say print first word, and if you want to multiply something with 5 times, use the basic arithmetic operator again, just multiply it by 5 times, and you get it 5 times, hello, 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 and so on. And let's say if you want to know what's the type, you don't remember what's the type of the first word, you like type first word, it gives you a string. If you want to know what's the length of the first word, how many letters we have here in the first word, say print, we have a function called len. The more you use the functions, the more you remember them, so you don't need to memorize the whole functions in the Python. It's just the things that you're using, you find it once, you use it a couple of times, and that's it, it'll stick with you, like the print function. So if you want to know how many letters in the first word, we'll type len, two brackets, first word, and give you 5 letters. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is 5 letters. Okay, so as I said, it's a new function. It's to know how many digits in the string or number, how many space that it takes there. So it's a building function that give you the length of the object in a string or whatever it's in there, if you type it correctly, and it will give you result with an integer. So like this function, it results in a full integer. For example, let's say print len if you put just a random string, just to show you that's an integer, 1, 2, 3, 4, that is a 4 letters, and if you divide it by n, if you want to divide it by ns, so that is 4 divided by 2. Let's see how it will give you 2, because it's considered this as an integer and divided by the other integer, and it will give you the results. So that's one good thing to keep in mind for our next exam. So we wanna let's say we wanna do our first program now, because with the information we have from the first 2 videos we can do something small. For example, driving licensing offices, they require to be a certain length of the name, the first name, middle name, second name, or so on. They need to be a certain length so they can include the full name to be accurate within the driving license card or ID. So let's write a program to check if that that name can fit in a driving license, or maybe you need to tell just the driver if you can give the first name and second name, or first name and a family name, and that's it. So let's write a rough program about it and see how it works. So let's say first name variable. Let's say it is let's find something. Let's say it is. Let's try this one. William. And the middle name. Let's try this one. Bradley. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. See, we forget the equal sign. So you come in here, middle name equal Brad. I'm not gonna edit the mistake because I want to show you that when you make a mistake, it's easy to identify. You just go through the error message and see what's wrong here. For example, it's not defined. Variable is not defined. It means like there is no something to do with the variable. So you notice here this the equal sign is not there. So you know that, oh, I need to put the equal sign, or maybe sometimes there is a space. So it's a good idea always try to refer your error so you can troubleshoot your error very quick. So that is the middle name, family name, and also if you notice I keep putting brackets, which is fine, but what you can do as we mentioned earlier, you can just do it like that. Okay, so that is the first name, middle name, and the family name. So we want to know what's the length, all of them combined with the spaces, as the previous exercise we've done. So you want a family name, middle name, and the first name. What are their length, and including the spaces, like we have William 1 space, Bradley 1 space, and that's it. So we have 2 spaces plus 1, 2, 3 names, plus 1, 2, 3 names. Sorry, this one is error. So we have 1, 2, 3 names. So let's name a variable named length. So we use our function len first name. Yeah. So you add the space, as we mentioned earlier, how to add the spaces to a semicolon and space plus. But you want it to count this one. So if you just put this one like this, it will be a string plus an integer. It will give you an error because here I've got an integer, I've got a number now. It's not a name anymore. It's not William anymore. It will give me the 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's an integer. So what we need to add here, len, and between two brackets, okay? So just so we always add len. So integer is fine, and after that len, middle name, plus you put another space, plus then family name. Okay, so you added the family name, space, middle name, the space, the first name. Let's see if it will work. Yeah, it works fine. So if you want to print the link, see how long it is. Name, length, so that is 20. So if you count each character here, it will be 20. So for example, let's say the driving license can accept 20 and below. It has to be 20 or below. Like we can set a condition. For example, driving license limit, let's call it limit, equal 20. So we set the condition that we don't want more than 20. So we want to put a condition, if it's 20 to print it, if it's not 20 to do something else. Let's say print name. Let's check if our name length satisfy this condition. So name length, it's less than or equal driving license limit. Still like this, that's true. It says true. I can go ahead and print that name, put it in the driving license. But let's say if this not equal, we want it always to be less. It doesn't. It has to be less than 20. What will give us print? If our condition we set length, we just want it to be less than 20. We don't agree to get it as 20. So driving license limit. So it's false. So that is first little small program just to show you that how you can put it in real life. So if someone, you give him a form and he fill in the names, and in the background all this will be happening in the background. He will not see, of course, these lines, but he'll just get the results with an error. It tells him, okay, whether you have to use this one or to make it short, or maybe just to use the first letter from the middle name, and after that the first name and the family name, and so on. So this is how to handle the string and to do some work with words. So hope it's useful for someone out there, and it shows you sometimes it's not as difficult as to start programming, or even start to substitute it as because that's my goal, is to start using it instead of Excel sheet, because I find it more helpful here and maybe a little bit faster and easier for me. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you find it useful. And if there is any question, or if anything that I haven't explained correctly, please, if you leave me a comment and I will get back to you. And see you next time.